life is much too short for all this chaos and division and conflict and destruction, man. It's like we're heading into this never-ending tailspin of collapse, really. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, what's going on? I mean, where does this all end? What's next? I mean, it's not a stretch to think that there's something next. I mean, there's always something new. Every day there's a new development, some new sinister issue. I can't see a positive way forward, people. I don't know, man. I've lost all faith, and that's pretty sad. I mean, life is just way too short for this. It's way, way too short. Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Lindsey Graham, he's a Republican senator from South Carolina. He was found unresponsive and pronounced dead yesterday at his home after returning from Ukraine on some sort of diplomatic mission. It raises a lot of questions. It really does. I mean, yeah, it's very likely he could have died from natural causes. He's 71 years old. But, I mean, he seemed pretty healthy. I mean, I guess that doesn't matter, especially in today's environment. I mean, is anybody really healthy? I don't know, people. Look, man, there's a lot going on, and it's hard to believe any official narrative. It's hard to believe the mainstream media. It's hard to believe the independent media. I mean, you got a lot of clickbaiters out there. But really, if you're paying attention and you just, connect some dots, it's pretty easy to draw conclusions on what we're really dealing with, and it doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't seem to be in a trajectory of anything that is going to be positive or beneficial or optimistic. I just don't see it. I don't see how you can either. Really, if you're paying attention, I don't see how you can see a bright ending, a conclusion to all this chaotic mess that we are embroiled in. The entire planet, not just us. We can't look at this mess that the world's in as a American problem or a Israel problem or an Iranian problem. It's a global humanitarian problem that is getting worse every single day, people. I mean, every single day. Like with this Lindsey Graham, the death of Lindsey Graham. I mean, really, I don't think it's a far-fetched conclusion to come to that there might be some foul play there. There might be some sort of political assassination type event going on there. I mean, like I said, he just got back from Ukraine. We just licensed Ukraine the use of and the building of Patriot missiles, which that's a absolute game changer when it comes to the Russian conflict. And I think it really kind of pulls us in to that conflict much more than we ever were in recent times. I think that really this decision, whatever, by the president, by the administration, by the military-industrial complex, whatever, the deep state, I think that really kind of catapulted us into another phase of global war, really. I mean, so it's not a stretch to think that maybe Russia, they could have had their hand in this death of an American senator who is a war hawk. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't wish anybody dead. I wasn't a fan of Lindsey Graham. I don't think he was a genuine dude. I mean, he's constantly changing positions by the day. It's almost like he rides whatever the biggest wave of trend is, whatever the biggest trending opinion is. He seems to ride that wave like he doesn't have a personal conviction of any sort. And it always seems he leans towards war. I mean, really, again, I wasn't a fan, but he's a human, and I don't wish anybody, I don't hope for or wish for anyone's demise. And, hopefully it was just natural causes. But again, if you look at everything, it's suspicious. It could have very well been Russia. I mean, they're very well known to carry out non-abrasive, non-contact assassinations through poisoning, radiation, whatever. It could have been Iran. They could have had a hand in this. They've put out a hit list, and Lindsey Graham was one of many that was on that list. And I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that there was foul play and it pointed to Iran. But again, another scenario that I would not be surprised at is that Israel had a part in this. I mean, look, Lindsey Graham was a staunch Israel supporter. I mean, he was pro-Israel all the way. But I don't think in the bigger scheme of things, I don't think that matters to Israel. I think having him offed, having him assassinated, and to make it appear as if Iran had a part in that, to me, I think that is, it's them achieving the end goal, pushing our country, the United States, further into this escalation and, heightened aggression towards Iran to finish the war, finish this campaign that we seem to be on. And look, man, where's it all going? Where's everything going? I mean, what's the conclusion? What do you think's going to come out of all this war? Even if we succeed in decimating Iran, at least the current regime of Iran, what do you really think that is going to rise up? What's going to emerge out of all this? I don't think it's going to be any kind of mutually agreed, united front of peace. I think we're breeding a whole new generation over there. These, Iranians, the Islamists, the Muslim community. I think we're breeding a whole new generation of hatred for the West. Little kids over there, they're watching their fathers, their uncles, their cousins, their leaders be martyred and killed. And I just, honestly, I mean, if you put it on the other foot, if that was happening over here in our shores, it would be breeding a future coalition of hatred and vengeance, really. And that's what we're doing over there. So there's not going to be any kind of corrective measure that comes out of this. Really, this is just emboldening and making matters worse. And look, man, honestly, I don't know what the right action, what the right, measures, what the right course that we should be taking. I'm not sure. I don't think there is one. I think we have put ourselves in a position where there's no turning back, but there's no corrective, optimistic measures that are going to come out of any of this either. I just think we are doomed. I think the planet is doomed. War, man, it's raging all across the planet. Not just with Iran, not just over there in the Middle East, which, look, man, that's a huge problem right now. It's not going away. It's progressively getting worse. But over there in Europe, in Russia, Ukraine, NATO, that whole war campaign, that war front is rapidly going to another level. It's getting worse as well. Ukraine has been pounding Russia. I mean, decimating Russia's ability to survive, their resources, their energy, their oil. And to me, I think it's pushing Putin and his whole regime I think it's pushing them into a corner, and at some point they're going to use the leverage they have, which is nuclear weapons, to bring this current state or status of that war to an end. And I don't see that as a far off or illogical conclusion to come to. I do think we're going to see that in the near future. Also with Iran, I think at some point, let's be honest, let's be real. Iran is not backing down. They're not giving up. They're holding their own. Absolutely. I mean, we might be hitting them hard, and we are, but they're not backing down. They have an intense and massive resolve and loyalty to their faith, their culture, their country. And I think at some point, the United States or Israel or one of these other actors, they're going to use a nuclear weapon on over there in Iran to try to, turn the page, maybe put some sort of end result to everything that's going on. And look, man, that's not going to end anything. I think that's going to make matters immensely worse. It's going to be a domino effect. All these superpowers, and there's officially 9. I mean, there's probably more. It's good. It's going to embolden them and give them an opportunity to go ahead and use their nuclear might against whatever adversary they seem to have. And it seems like everyone right now has an adversary that they would love to annihilate, and that would give them the green light. As soon as somebody detonates a nuclear weapon, it's game over. It's a game changer. I mean, I think all-out global war will ensue as soon as one of these actors, one of these leaders, chooses to use that end game button. As soon as they push it, it's a game changer globally. I mean, if you look around, just pay attention, really. I mean, just pay attention to everything, and not just the war, man. I mean, that's a massive problem that we're facing, but there's a lot going on. I mean, all at one time. But if you've been paying attention, China recently, they've come out swinging. I mean, they're showing their muscle. They're definitely signaling to the world, but really specifically to the U.S. They're testing their new nuclear weapons. They're pretty much, putting a grip on the South China Sea and that whole area over there. I mean, they're claiming their territory, and I think that's an imminent war that we're facing. That's not a possibility. I think it's a very imminent probability and a real reality for the next maybe year. I don't see it being too far off that we will be embroiled in a war with China, and that is on a much grander and more devastating scale than anything we're seeing right now. I mean, China's a very technical and nuclear capable country. They're very smart. They're very clever. They've been sitting back, watching, waiting, analyzing the situation so that they can make their move. And when they make it, they're going to make a very devastating and calculated move. They're playing the long game, very much, very much. Then you have North Korea, man. They're not an outlier. I mean, they're definitely in the mix too. I mean, they have also recently come out with their expanding nuclear capabilities, and they're expanding their naval military, and their war fighting machine, and they're doing public, and they're declaring these tests of their new nuclear might, and I don't see that as a far off in the future reality that they're going to join this war, which will All these wars, the Russia, Ukraine, Iran, the Middle East, soon to be China, North Korea. We're going to have a Western and Middle Eastern and Asian and Northern front. It's going to be a massive global war, and it's all going to merge into one devastating conflict that will absolutely envelope this entire planet. That is what we're watching. I mean, look, this isn't speculation. This is, honestly, I mean, if you just pay attention, you'll see that the pieces are being put in place right now for a catastrophic, world-changing war. I mean, the worst war in all of human history is upon us. I mean, it's really just right down the road. I mean, we're on the horizon of it right now. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that is what is dominating our headlines, and it's a massive concern, absolutely. But in the backdrop, like overlaying all of that, we're having these, due to, in a large part to these wars, we're having a massive global energy crisis that is, it's gonna show itself in a very rigid and catastrophic way, and it's going to be touching everybody personally all across the planet. I mean, the oil is skyrocketing already, and that's not going to stop. We're at the beginning. They're trying to maintain it, and I think that's also why we have so many conflicting narratives. The president says one thing, then, the weekend comes and it's all out war again, and then we have a deal. I think he's trying to strategically keep the oil prices at a modest, if you can call it that, level. Try to keep everything from imploding or exploding. And it's not going to work forever. It's not going to be a corrective strategy forever. It's not going to. At some point, the markets and the oil industry and everything is going to realize that, listen, we're not turning the corner. We're not going to see better days. Better days are not ahead. The future is extremely uncertain, and it's going to get worse. Like I said, man, life is much too short for this. And where does that leave us? I mean, searching for some sort of personal strategy for survival or sustainability, the ability to provide for our family. I mean, what does that do for the average citizen other than create like this massive global collective anxiety? Because that is what we're feeling right now. It's a global state of anxiety and confusion. Doesn't look good, man. I don't see a positive resolve at all in our coming years, decades, if at all. I think we've actually catapulted humanity into a very dark future, people. Very dark and uncertain, tragic reality. And like I said, I can't see a corrective measure coming out of this. The only way I can see actually anything making a positive change or ending this division, violence, and conflict, really, I mean, honestly, I mean, as sad as it sounds, is a unified global governing system. I mean, really, a unified globe, a unified League of Nations. I mean, that's the only way we're going to end the division, the war, the violence, the death, the confusion. That's the only way. As long as we have borders and we have different countries and different cultures and different religions and different needs and different priorities. As long as we have those, things are just going to spiral and get worse. And at some point, that will lead to total devastation. I mean, absolute collapse, global calamity. That is what that leads to. But sadly, even with, if you bring on this united global front, this united global system of governance, then we deal with a whole different problem that might even be worse. Who would run it? Who would be the leader? Who would have the, be at the helm of this one united global governance? I personally can't think of any human that can be trusted with that kind of absolute power. That kind of control, that kind of power, I don't care who you are, I don't care how righteous or how good or how well-intentioned any human is. That kind of power absolutely corrupts, and it will corrupt everyone, anyone. I mean, I wouldn't trust myself with that power. I wouldn't trust anybody. So who would govern this? Who would be at the helm of this? Even if you had a council of men, at some point, you're going to have the buddy system, the cronyism, and it will be a corruptible system. And the result of that would be much worse than what we're seeing right now. All these different, countries and all the borders and the differences of opinion, it sort of kind of keeps total destruction in check. I mean, you got checkpoints. You got people pushing back at this or that. If you give any man or group of men total absolute control of the entire globe, it will overshadow and overwhelm anything that we're seeing right now. So honestly, I mean, where do we go? Well, I mean, what's the solution? Well, I mean, what's the countermeasure? I don't see one. I think we're doomed. I think things are about to get much worse than they are right now. I don't have faith. I don't have hope. I don't have optimism. I can't see a clear, defined, happy, positive ending or destination for anything that we're seeing right now, people. I mean, look, I don't know, man. And then on top of all that, you got these parasites, these diseases, outbreaks everywhere. It's like the world itself, the earth, is trying to collapse, trying to crumble, we have moral degradation all over the planet. I mean, yeah, look, man, as sad as it sounds, I think the best reality, the best outcome, the best thing is to have this whole planet, thrusted and catapulted into some sort of new world way, not a new world order, not a political order, not a new governing system, but catapult us right back to the Stone Age so we can start over and make better decisions, because we've definitely made some horrible, wrong choices. We've made some bad turns, and the path we're heading down is a road to nowhere. I mean, a road to global demise, a collapse of mankind. I mean, that is where we're headed. How much farther can we go down this technological infrastructure that we've built all around us? I mean, how much farther can we actually go before we see an explosion, an implosion, a devastation of everything? I mean, that is where we're headed. You can't trust your media. You can't trust your government officials or your leaders or your elites, the billionaires. They don't know what to do either. Nobody has a clue on how to correct the course that we're on. I think we're doomed. I think we need to be ready for this. And, maybe get us some like-minded individuals, build communities outside of population centers somewhere in the middle of the wilderness by some mountainous freshwater lake. Plenty of firewood and wildlife to hunt and fish and sustain, and try to weather this coming storm that is imminent. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to turn back. It's not going to wither away. We're either going to go out with a bang or a whimper. And like I said, we need to be ready for this. We really do need to put whatever plan B that we've thought of or we have, we need to start putting it in motion. Whatever that is, whatever you envision as a survival mechanism or a survival plan or a sustainability plan, whatever that is, it's time to start implementing it and putting those efforts in motion. And I think we're there. I don't think we have a long time. I don't think we have much longer. I know we don't have a decade. I don't think we have years. Really, I think we're at the doorstep right now. We're at the precipice of a massive event or events, a convergence of events, natural, physical, political, human-made. I mean, I think we're at a convergence of events that is going to absolutely change everything. And like I said, we absolutely need to be ready for that. Look, man, subscribe to the channel. Let's watch this together because it's absolutely happening. And until next time, stay safe and thanks for watching.